Hello Captains, it's me again, Tonic TZW here in the Tier 6 British battleship slash battle cruiser, the Rooke. And this is the last video that I'm going to do. I've done a series of videos on the Rooke as I've been grinding out the line. And let's say I was glad to get this girl over the line. But there you are. We're running along the secondary line. As you see, I haven't quite finished the vanguard yet either. So we're trying to get both of these lines up to tier 8. And I tried running two different builds on this. Cunningham with, I'm trying to think, is that Celiax or Hipper, and DeRevel for reload with Will to Rebuild on it. And I also tried running Fisher with Cunningham and DeRevel, but with Fight Fire with Fire. So two different setups that I tried on it. Cunningham seemed to be my preference, and I seem to get better results with that one. But the ship itself, what do I want to say about it? I obviously don't play a lot of battleships. I don't go a whole load into the statistics and armor and angling and all that kind of thing. I like to get out there and play a ship and find a way that I can play it to get the best out of it for myself and for the team. And what I will say is I felt that this played very much like the Graf Spee, in that it's kind of a big ship, but it doesn't seem to hit massively hard. And to be honest, I frankly found that the best thing I could do with it was spam HE and start a lot of fires. This Queen Elizabeth is going to learn the hard way about that. Now, what got me about this game is if you look at the way the team is going, literally 4 ships are going left, 4 ships are going right, and I'm being left slap bang in the middle. The Ober's there, and we know we're outside of his torpedo range. There are 2 destroyers on each side. We've got 1 left, 1 right, and nobody's going to ping the map and say where the destroyers are, but we'll get to that a little bit later on, as you'll no doubt imagine, because leaving the center of the map wide open is just like inviting a destroyer to come charging through the middle and start spamming torpedoes at you. Now, this Queen Elizabeth here is just sitting side on, and so I'm just like, okay, I'm going to burn you, I'm going to burn you again, and then when you've put those fires out, I'm going to burn you again, because that's what I can do. Now I'm angling in towards that Colorado. One thing that this ship doesn't do is take a hit very well at all, and you'll see that I'm located, which tells me that I'm the closest ship to a destroyer. So I want to back out a bit because I want to force that destroyer to come in close if he wants a piece of me. I think it's a Le Terrible, Le Terrible I think it is, tier 6 French destroyer, so he doesn't have smoke screens and he hasn't got the longest range torpedoes. So I'm just playing with my throttle here in the middle of the map, going forwards, backwards, trying to stay angled on. That Queen Elizabeth has damage conned again. There we go, torpedoes coming in from the side there, so I'm like, okay, that distracted me, but we did manage to get another fire on that Queen Elizabeth, and I'm quite certain that even though the QE is about to burn down, that somebody is going to snipe that kill while I ping the map and say, hey, there is something down here. But there we go, we get our first kill, nearly 50,000 damage just from burning down that one battleship. But Colorado realizes that he potentially isn't going to be able to dev strike me because I'm bow onto him. He then gets a salvo off with a double fire on me before he disappears behind an island. Now, because I know there's a destroyer out here, I don't want to damage control that, because if I catch a torpedo, then I'm going to be on a permanent flood, and just before I can get shots onto that guy, he drops detection. That is not good, but there's the terrible. It's a terrible B. Somebody was buying the Black Friday crates, and RNG kind of deserts me a little bit now. But he's put 2 sets of torpedoes out. We go to fire again. He's turning because his 3rd set is on the opposite side. His engine is out. RNG is going to screw us again, and now we're going to be reliant on our secondaries. But you'll see that understanding the capabilities of a destroyer and what they need to do to get onto you helped me to beat that guy, because he fired 2 sets from one side. He had to turn to get the other set of torpedoes on, and I knew he was firing those. So as soon as he tried to turn off, I then tried to turn back in the opposite direction and avoided all of those torps. But the Abruzzi is out there, it's ticking, it's on fire, and we did land the shot, but looks like it's damage controlled. We're going to try and put 1 salvo onto that Colorado. He's going away from us, and can we get some shots around the corner there? Nope, we can't. I think we caught all of the seagulls on the island with that one, and I'm going to make a little bit of a mistake here because I'm going to overcommit a little bit, because if you look at the map, I'm pretty much the furthest ship forward, and what I should have done is turned in a little bit tighter to this island, because this Colorado is going to slap me now. We're going to use that last heel there. We're going to come round, getting a little bit greedy, and we give them a little bit too much skirt, but we bounce some shells, we get a fire on them, the torpedoes are running, and I should have slowed down a lot before now, but Colorado gets clattered from behind. We're going to get those shots out, but before we can take the kill, the Zara behind us takes it. So potentially a 3rd kill there missed out on, which was disappointing, because let me just say, Krakens, I've had a few, you know that very much indeed. That Warspite clatters me, but he's on a fire as well, and I'm just going to keep watching and backing up. I am running Will to Rebuild, so I'm going to pull on that Zara. There is the destroyer. We're in range of his torpedoes, so we're going to try for a shot. How do? We get a fire on him, and we get an incapacitation. Now we're going back onto the Warspite. We're in Will to Rebuild range with the Zara behind us, who did come up on mic and said, yep, I was watching it, I was following you up, I wasn't leaving you alone. So really do appreciate the help there. So Warspite is damage controlled. We're 12 seconds from a reload, and there's a load of torpedoes pushing that way, and I'm thinking, yep, he's going to go as well. Warspite's turned away from the torpedoes. We put a shot out, but again the cruiser with us here picks up that kill. So we're 2s apiece, so missed out on 2 kills there, but hey, let's not dwell on it. Now, obviously, I am closest to the destroyer. Our destroyers have finally managed to make it up the mat, and up the map. Now, we avoid those. That could have been disastrous, but what I want to do is push this guy away, and I say to the cruiser, come up on mic, and I say, look, I am prepared to sacrifice myself to push this destroyer away if everybody else just gets on the cap and takes the win. We've got it on points. We don't need to win harder, but win harder is exactly what we are going to do, because we got about a minute and a half between his reloads, or with the video at double speed, around 45 seconds, and there's the next set. So we turned at just the right time there, and again, this is understanding what I'm up against and understanding the game mechanics. Now, I am located, I drop detection, that tells me he is behind that island. By the time I get to this island, he is going to have a torpedo reload on me, and he is going to want to come charging out behind this island and kill me. But before he has a chance to do that, bang, it is game over. We got both the destroyers in that game, and with Queen Elizabeth as well, purely with HE. Not bad there. What's that? 13 fires. We do finish top of the board. Always nice to finish a grind on top of the board. No huge XP scores, no massive damage scores or tons of medals. We did get the close quarters, but as far as it goes, we had to play 30 games for that grind. Won 17, lost 13, and I survived 12 of them, so a 57% win rate, which is slightly below my overall average. But we did have that massive game on live stream, which was the 207,006 kill Kraken, which was a WoW's Legends damage and XP record. So I've got a few more Rook videos to come up for you. Some's a wins, some losses, there's some spud runs, and there's some really, really nice games. So don't forget, smash the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this line. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And remember, you can always tip